Open your book to page 243. This is lesson 8.7. This lesson is on how to multiply two binomials. When you multiply by two binomials, you want to use a method. It's called the FOIL method or the distributive method. So let's go to page 244 and let's go to example 1. Example 1, you have x plus 2 times x plus 3. Okay, so when you distribute like this one times this, right? So this is that's a FOIL method is the first, and you have the O, I, L. So this is the outer, and this is the inner term, and this is the last term. So this is the first term. See the first, right? Okay, so first, and then the outer, the outside. So first, then the outside, then the inside, and then the last term. Right? So again, that's the first, the outer, the inner, and the last terms. Okay, that's what FOIL method is. But if you don't remember that, just go and multiply, just distribute. So this would be x squared plus 3x. Right? That's the F, the O, the I, and the L. Okay? And so this will equal to, you combine the like terms, so you're going to get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay. Now, there's a shortcut. If you notice that if there's no number in front of the x, that means it's 1, right? In that case, all you have to do is you're going to get x squared. Okay, in the beginning, you're going to get x squared. The middle term will be just adding. Notice 2 plus 3 will give you 5. So this came from adding. So you add to get that, you multiply to get that. Okay. So again, you add to get a middle term, you multiply to get a last term. So this came from adding, and this came from multiplying. Okay. But you only can do that if there's no number in front. Okay. Now let's go to example 2. You have x minus 3 times x minus 4. Now by just looking at that, remember the quick way, right? The short way is that it's going to be the x squared, you add, so it'll be minus 7x, you multiply plus 12, and that would be your answer, right? Again, you add to get the middle, you multiply to get the end. Now if you don't remember that, you just distribute, right? So you multiply, you get x squared, multiply minus 4x, multiply minus 3x, multiply plus 12. And you add the like terms, so you're going to get x squared minus 7x plus 12. Okay, and that's what we get, right? So again, you add to get the middle, you multiply to get the end. But you have to be careful. Okay, you only can do that if there's no number in front. So when you get to example 3, then you cannot use this shortcut method. Example 3, you have 3x plus 2 times the 4x minus 5. So now there's number in front, so you cannot just go and add and multiply to get the middle and the end. Okay, so you have to just do it a regular FOIL method or just distribute. So you can distribute, so try to do it without throwing the arrow. So this would be 12x squared, right? That's the first, right? The O, the outer, so minus 15x, the inner plus 8x, and the last term minus 10. And you combine the like terms over here, so you get 12x squared. Now they're opposite signs, so you have to subtract the number, so you get 7. Follow that, you get minus 7x minus 10. Okay. And you do the same thing with example 4 on page 245. Example 4. Now this one has more than one variable, but just do exactly the same thing. So it doesn't matter how many variables you have. You have 5x minus 4y. You got 6x plus 7y. Okay, so again, just go and just multiply. So use your hand. So the first should be 30x squared. So first, the outer, right, FO, so plus 35xy, I minus 24xy, and L, right? So you can use this to distribute, then you go to the next one, multiply, right? So minus 28y squared. And again, if you notice, when you do that, the middle is going to have like terms. So this will equal to 30x squared. Now these are different signs, so you have to subtract the number. So this will give you plus 11xy minus 28y squared. Okay, let's go to example 5. Example 5, you have 3x minus 8y. You got 4x minus 5y. So again, let's go and distribute. So multiply, you get 12x squared. This one minus 15xy. So again, you use the multiply, then you're done, you go to the next one. So multiply, you get minus 32xy, multiply plus 40y squared. So combine the like terms. Be careful not to mess it up. So you're going to get 12x squared. Now both these are negative, both are same sign, so you add the numbers together. So minus 47xy plus 40y squared. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay, so let's go to example 6. Example 6a, you have a plus b squared. Now this is equal to a plus b times a plus b. And remember what this is equal to, right? Remember it's going to be a squared and you add. Okay, so when you add, you're going to get plus 2ab, and you multiply, you're going to get plus b squared, right? So you're going to get that. Now if you don't see that, you go and just do it a long way, right? So you got a plus b times a plus b. So you can go and distribute. So you got a squared, distribute plus ab, distribute plus ab, plus you get plus b squared, right? So you can combine the like terms. So you got a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? But instead of doing this all the time, notice what this is equal to, okay? So the way you want to do this is realize what this is equal to. So a plus b squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So notice the pattern. See the a squared, you get that, right? So from here you get that. B squared, you get that, right? But notice what this is. This is plus 2ab. So where this came from? Just multiply this. There are 2 times a times b, right? So when you square, you can just go and multiply. 2 times a times b give you that, okay? So that's kind of the shortcut, okay? So if you memorize that, it really help you, okay? So if you go to example 6b, you have a minus b squared. Again, if you know the shortcut, you square that, you get a squared, right? And you square that, you get plus, right? Negative square is plus, right? You square it, you get b squared, right? And remember where the middle came from? The middle give you what? It's a minus, right? So times all this together, the sign is minus, number is 2, alphabet is AB. Okay? So it's similar to that, right? So again, you just square that, you get that, square that, you get that, right? And the middle, you just times all this together. So sign, number, alphabet. Sign, right? That's a sign, number, alphabet. Okay? That's how you get a middle term. So that's a shortcut. Okay? So you need to learn a shortcut. That will save you a lot of time. That way you don't have to write it out, then you have to do the distributive property, then you have to add to get that. Another reason you need to know the shortcut is so that later on, when we're doing the factoring, you have to be able to recognize these so that you can go back from here to there. Okay, so let's go to example 7. Example 7a, you got m plus n squared. So again, if you do that, you get m squared. You multiply all this together, so it'll be plus, right? The sign, the number, the alphabet, right? And you square that, you get plus, square that, you get n squared. And that's it. So that's kind of the shortcut. That way you don't have to write it out and do it the long way. Okay, so go to b, you got a minus 3 squared. So again, you square that, you get a squared. The middle, the sign is minus. The number, now that's a 3 here now. So it'd be 2 times 3, it give you 6. Alphabet would be A, right? And the end, so this one you square, you get plus. Right? Negative square is plus, 3 square is 9. And so that will equal to that. So this is a quick way of doing it, okay? So that we don't have to write it out and do it a long way. Okay, now you go to C. You got 2x minus 5 squared. So now these are more parts. You have to square that, you get 4. Square that, you get x squared. This one you square, you get plus. Square, you get 25, right? Now the middle is times all this together. So sign is negative. The number is 2 times 5 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10 times 2 is 20. And alphabet is x. Okay? And so again, that's how you do this, right? So again, you square this one, you square this one, you square each part. But there's a middle term. Okay, middle term is times all this together, so sign, number, alphabet. Okay, so this is a shortcut. So if you don't know the shortcut, then you have to do it a long way, end up wasting a lot of time. Okay, now let's go to the next type. The next type is on page 246. So you have the a plus b times a minus b. Okay, this is called a conjugate. So these two pairs are called conjugates. Means they're exactly the same, and except the one is plus, one is minus. Okay, so when you do these, right? Again, if you notice, you distribute, you're going to get a squared. You distribute, you're going to get minus ab. When you distribute, you're going to get plus ab. When you distribute, you're going to get minus b squared. Now notice this cancel out, so this will equal to a squared minus b squared. Okay. So make sure this is called the difference of square. And again, let's summarize what we got. So there are 3 types, there's 3 special ones. You got a plus b squared. When you have this kind of case, because there are 2 of these, therefore you're going to get 2 middle ones. Right? Again, because you got plus AB and there are 2 of these. That's why you got 2, right? See that? Now, if you have a minus b squared, again, this is going to be equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, right? Because again, they are squares, so you got 2 of these. So there are 2 of them, right? But when you have this kind of case, see, you got a plus, you got a minus, so they're going to cancel out. So you don't have anything in the middle. Okay? And this is plus, this is minus, so this is a minus. Again, this is a minus, minus, that's why you got a minus 2, right? This is plus and plus, so you get plus 2. This one is plus and minus, is going to cancel, that's why you don't have anything in the middle. So make sure you know these 3. Okay? These 3 special multiplication are super important. Okay, so let's go to example 8. A. So you got x plus 4, x minus 4. So this one, they're conjugates. So the middle is going to cancel out. So you're not going to have any middle. So you're going to get x squared minus 16, right? So all you have to the way to multiply the conjugate is you multiply the matching part, the corresponding part. X times x is x squared, plus times minus is minus, 4 times 4 is 16. Okay? So you go to B, you got 2x plus 3y times 2x minus 3y. Again, conjugate. Again, to multiply conjugate, the middle is going to get all cancelled. So you just multiply the matching part. So 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. Plus times minus is minus. 3 times 3 is 9. Y times y is y squared. So that's how you multiply the conjugate. Very, very simple. Okay. Now let's do C. You got m squared minus 5n squared times m squared plus 5n squared, right? So again, first you have to recognize this is a conjugate, right? These 2 are conjugates. They are exactly the same except for the addition and subtraction. So when you're doing the conjugates, again, you multiply the matching part, right? So m squared times m squared is m to the 4. Minus times plus is minus. 5 times 5 is 25. N squared times n squared is n to the 4. Okay? And that's it. So make sure you know how to multiply the conjugate. Super, super important.